Hey all, Michelle Raza here with Finding Yourself SATX Life Coaching, where since 2017 we've helped our clients work on developing their personal vision statements, setting their goals, and most importantly, holding them accountable with weekly sessions with their coach. Just wanted to let y'all know there's a flash sale going on today on my website. I've reduced the social and family life balance questionnaire, the guided section. So today only it's $5. Normally it's $19.99. And the other ones there on the site, so there's 6 other ones are also, they're currently at regular price, but they're $19.99 to start your journey to develop your personal vision statement and work towards setting your goals. So I hope you do check out my site. I'm at www.findingyourselfsatx.com, and that flash sale is there under the shop section. If you do find value in these videos, I do ask that you like and subscribe. It really does help us little YouTubers. And I appreciate all of your support, all of your comments. It really does make a big difference, so keep them coming. Okay, so today we're going to continue discussing Melody Beattie's Codependent No More. Last time we talked, what we did was define codependency, which I feel like the definition is a little bit, it's hard to pinpoint. So in each of these videos for the next couple of weeks while I go through stories, I feel like the stories will help you get a better understanding, but I'll go ahead and read the definition again and then go through the story. So today we're going to go through the definition of codependency and then talk about Gerald's story. Okay, so from page 34 of Melody's book, a codependent person is one who has let another person's behavior affect him or her and who is obsessed with controlling that person's behavior. So historically, that has been the spouses or significant others of people with chemically dependent issues. So an alcoholic or a drug addict. Think hiding the pills, throwing away the alcohol, etc. And with time, that has expanded to really be anyone whose behavior, who's close to you, whose behavior you can't really tolerate, and so then you try and change or control their behavior. And it's really, really difficult when you love someone to see them doing things that you know hurt them and then not step in. So it is kind of a very logical thing, if you think about it, that you would want to step in and help them do better. But that's the definition of codependency. And it doesn't mean that you never help anyone ever. Basically, a codependent person is somebody who worries so much about somebody else to the point where they let their own health, their own issues in their life slip. They stop living their own life for the sake of trying to control somebody else's. That's when you have a problem and it's codependent behavior and you really want to work on addressing it and fixing it. So, okay. Oh, sorry, not Gerald, Gerald. Gerald's story, and this is on page 17 of the book. Gerald, a handsome and personable man in his early 40s, calls himself a success in business, but a failure in relationships with women. During high school and college, Gerald dated many women. He was popular and considered a good catch. However, after graduation, Gerald stunned his family and friends when he married Rita. Rita treated Gerald worse than any other woman he had dated. She acted cool and hostile toward Gerald and his friends, shared few interests with him, and didn't seem to care much for or about Gerald. 13 years later, the marriage ended in divorce when Gerald discovered some things he had suspected for years to be true. Rita had been dating other men since they were married, and she was, and for some time had been, abusing alcohol and other drugs. Gerald was devastated. But after mourning for about 2 months, he fell wildly in love with another woman, who was a start in the morning and drink till she passes out alcoholic. After spending several months worrying about her, trying to help her, trying to figure out what he was doing that caused her to drink, trying to control her drinking, and ultimately getting angry with her because she wouldn't stop drinking, Gerald terminated the relationship. Soon, he met another woman, fell in love with her and moved into her apartment. Within months, Gerald suspected she, too, was chemically dependent. Soon, Gerald began spending much of this time worrying about his girlfriend. He checked up on her, rummaged through her purse looking for pills or other evidence, and questioned her about her activities. Sorry, I lost my place. Sometimes she simply denied she had a problem. During those times, he kept busy, tried to enjoy his time with his girlfriend, although he said he felt uneasy, and told himself, "It's just me. Something's wrong with me." During one of the many crises in his most recent relationship, when Gerald was temporarily jolted out of denial, he went to a chemical dependency counselor for advice. "I know I should end the relationship," said Gerald, "but I'm just not ready to let it go. We can talk about anything and everything together. We're such good friends, and I love her. Why? Why does this always happen to me? Give me a room full of women, and I'll fall in love with the one with the most problems, the one that'll treat me the worst. Frankly, they're more of a challenge," Gerald confided. "If a woman treats me too well, it turns me off." Gerald considered himself a social drinker who had never had problems as a result of his drinking. Gerald told the counselor he had never used drugs. Gerald's brother, now in his late 40s, had been an alcoholic since he was a teenager. Gerald denied that either of his deceased parents was an alcoholic, but reluctantly admitted his dad may have drunk too much. The counselor suggested the alcoholism and excessive drinking in Gerald's immediate family may still be affecting him and his relationships. "How could their problems be affecting me?" he asked. "Dad has been dead for years, and I rarely see my brother." After a few counseling sessions, Gerald began to label himself codependent, but he wasn't sure exactly what that meant or what to do about it. When Gerald became less angry about the immediate problem in his relationship, he discontinued counseling. Gerald decided his girlfriend's problems with drugs weren't that bad. He became convinced his problems with women were due to bad luck. He said he hoped his luck would change someday. Is Gerald's problem bad luck, or is it codependency? So in Gerald's case, essentially, he came from a family of alcoholics, and ultimately whatever you're raised with, so we discussed this when talking about EIPs as well, whatever you're raised around feels normal, which is why somebody raised in a household full of emotionally immature people will typically marry someone who's emotionally mature also, because you're trying to create, when you go out and seek your partner, you're trying to create your home life and something that feels like home. And so if you're raised in a house full of alcoholics, it's not something that you consciously do, but sometimes you'll try to find a partner that makes it feel like home and is typically either alcoholic or otherwise chemically dependent. In Gerald's case, it may have to do with his insecurities. He may have feelings of low self-worth. He doesn't want a woman who's like he said, not a challenge, or that treats him too well, because he himself doesn't feel that he deserves to be treated well. And so these are issues that if you experience them, the best thing to do is talk to a counselor and really understand what's driving you from within to have these feelings of low self-worth. And oftentimes exploring your background, your history, how you grew up. You were just in a situation where that was the norm for you, and that's why you seek that out. I would argue, and I think Melody would as well, that Gerald is codependent, and he only feels comfortable when he's with someone whose problems are bigger than his, who makes him feel better about himself, and he tends to lose himself in his relationships trying to deal with them or control them, etc. So this is one of the definitions of codependency, is really, it's that crux of having, it's not that you care about someone and so you try to help them, it's that you lose yourself in it. That's what makes it really detrimental to you. You don't take care of your own things because you're so focused on the other person. And in Gerald's case, he's a catch, right? So he's really selling himself short and not getting the best woman for him because he doesn't really feel that he deserves to be treated well, and he only feels comfortable around people that he can look down his nose at. So it's very complex. It's not something that you could easily solve just by, reading one story, but we're on the journey to understand different people and how they're affected by the behavior of others to the point where they can no longer keep track of or control their own lives. So hopefully, in this case, it didn't say anything about Gerald quitting his job or losing his job due to trying to look after his girlfriends. But in some of the other stories that we'll read, that's exactly what happens. Somebody's so preoccupied about their significant other that they either get fired from a job or leave their job because they want to check up on the significant other that may or may not be using drugs or alcohol. So thanks for spending time with me today. This is a bit, emotionally immature parents was very heavy, I think, and resonated with a lot of people. But I feel like this is one more level deep in the sense that you may have an EIP layered in with dependency issues of alcohol or chemical dependency. And you as an internalizer may also be a codependent. So I feel like it's heavier. That may just be me. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Please do like and subscribe. And don't forget about our flash sale. So $5 only today. Tomorrow it's back to regular price. So you can start your journey on any of the 7 different guided life balance questionnaires for $19.99. And if you'd like just the PDF format of that, email me and I'll send it to you for free. So y'all take care. Have a beautiful weekend and we'll talk more on Monday. Bye-bye.